Now, I'm shocked with this trending political news. It looks like this year the way journalism no kodo okruma no asesa, especially with regard to a particular journalist to be. I be now attacking the NDC journalist. Boy, or MPP journalist. Nature there. NDC journalist, your mama questions. Now I'm telling you the whole the whole interview is sequence. It is actually very interesting. From here with my family Kuska. But was an share video no so the same video. Near China comment section.
Nana Akufo-Addo.
Yes.
Kwame Nkrumah.
Yes.
Who would you put your finger on?
Because they lived in different eras, and I have known Nana Akufo-Addo much better than I didn't meet Kwame Nkrumah. I just read his books.
Looking at their achievements.
Achievements?
Yes.
Well, I hear MPP talk something about the road construction has been this
yes,
and all
that's
that.
Why I'm, that's but why
Nkrumah was there longer. Nkrumah was there from 1951
yes.
to 1966.
Yes.
So it's really difficult to make a comparison. Nkrumah inherited a great economy, enough money. He has so much money he could give Guinea some. So again, you cannot then judge Nkrumah with the rest. But I think Nkrumah was a great African. I mean, I'll say that. In terms of the Fourth Republic, though, it might be too early to say, but Akufo-Addo will stand tall among the Fourth Republican presidents if we have to come and make a comparison.
All of them?
Among all of them, yes, because of the fundamental things he has been able to do. For instance, the story of one district, one factory. They accuse him that you came and said you were going to do one district, one factory. How many have you done? I interviewed Samuel Kudjeto Ablakwa in 2020, and he said, "Oh, your man, he's done only 8 factories." And I looked at this politician. You were in power, you did 0 factory. Somebody says, "I'll do 100," and is able to do 8, and you are criticizing him. And that's what is happening in this campaign. They are criticizing Akufo-Addo that you said you will do 200 factories. How many have you done?
Shouldn't we?
No.
I mean, if you have given us your word that this is what you're going to do, and based on that, we voted into power, and then
perfect. There's another thing I want to say. Anyone who cannot criticize Akufo-Addo between 2017 and 2020 should hold his peace. Because that is where Akufo-Addo needs to be judged. No, even in 2020's campaign, President Mahama didn't talk about economic situation. He couldn't because there was none. It was COVID. Akufo-Addo took over in 2017 to 2020. There was no crisis anywhere in the world. There was nothing. Let's judge him at that time. But if you come and judge him from 2021, 22, 23, which government in the world will pass 2021, 22, 23? Nobody will pass.
Well, there were a number of, Australia did so well with this COVID thing.
Isolated cases. The big names we know, everybody was struggling because Russia and Ukraine war came, this came. So judging Akufo-Addo in that situation might not be fair. Judge him 17 to 20. Let's see. What did he do wrong? Did he do the factories? Did he do the free SHS? Did Ghana move on? Did he stabilize the currency at that time? The answer would all be yes. And I've been saying that people don't like it.
Did he do the free SHS?
Yes, he did.
He did?
He's still doing it. As far as 2017, 2020, he did it. Except that he started slowly. Year 1, year 2, year 3.
So what kind of free SHS is this that students go to school for 1 day and they go and sit home for another 100 days? They go back in there, they come back in there. We are hearing promises of laptops and all that that are not happening. What kind of...
The laptop may happen, but that problem about students come home and go, whilst they are turning it around now, it is also part of Akufo-Addo's big appetite to take every Ghanaian along. That's what the problem. Because before then, every year, at least 150,000 people don't go. Now he said free. Now there are many examples of people who had stopped school and went back, and they were given a leeway to go back and continue. People were housemaids, people were drivers. They said, "Oh, they say free SHS, so I got admission in St. Peter's. I couldn't pay. Now I'm going." There are so many of those people. So it is the policy and the president's appetite that let's take every Ghanaian along.
Right.
And that's what brought that problem. And they are solving the problem. The amount of infrastructure that have been built in schools is significant. And we will come back over time to say that Akufo-Addo was right. For me, and I'm writing a book, I'll be launching this soon.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
On the 66 stories that shaped Ghana's Fourth Republic.
Wow.
We're doing it very busily. Even tonight we'll be writing. Yes. So when I come back, I'll be able to say that one of the things that delighted me most as a journalist, a political journalist, was to see the eventual victory of Akufo-Addo and to see his 2 term in office. That's what delighted me most. From my time as a reporter in 97, watching him in parliament and looking at his political career, the thing that delighted me the most was that the man that they said he can never be president won the biggest victory ever, because they were stealing his votes and then they say he cannot be president. Then they steal his votes, then they say he cannot be president. The day that they couldn't steal the votes, all Ghanaians saw the record.
I see.
And now they've started again, heaping against him. His government has failed. His government has failed. Akufo-Addo's, that's the propaganda. And I'm going to tear into it again. I'm waiting for the facts. This is Akufo-Addo's 8-year term. This is how many rows he met. This is how many rows he's going with. This is how many schools he met. This is how many hospitals he met. And when we do that analysis, I believe that everyone will
We'll be looking forward to that. But
yes.
If Nana Akufo-Addo did so well, according to what you said, why is he so unpopular? He's falling out with so many different people, Yahotama Klo, Hobson Adoye, and all those wonderful people. Do you think that they have been vindictive, or he's just performed?
It's just part of it. I mean, Bedema fell out with Nkrumah.
Yes.
Doesn't mean Joshua Nkomo fell out with Robert Mugabe.
Yes.
People falling out doesn't mean that the president didn't do well. I think right now there's hardship in Ghana. Everybody knows that. And naturally, Akufo-Addo will be made to bear the brunt of it.
Yeah.
But if you look at 2017 to 2020, when there was no hardship, it was clear that Akufo-Addo's leadership and the dynamism of his leadership had been great. I mean, there are a few things that Akufo-Addo did that I didn't expect. He had 120 ministers. I went to him and he was there. I said, Chief, he said, yeah, fella, how are we doing? I said, we're doing good. But 120 ministers, I said, yeah, we do. And then we had that interaction. He said that he's going to go on GTV and explain it. And he did. He went on GTV and he spoke about it. That's one thing that we spoke about. Now he's reduced the number of ministers. Akufo-Addo will finish his tenure in office. He's not a perfect man. No man is perfect. But at the end of the day, we will see that he has stood true to the politics, the same politics that he did in 75, the same politics that has carried him to today. I believe that.
Two more quick, questions. If Akufo-Addo was to stand for the next election, do you think he would win?
The third term is always difficult. And given the economic situation, I mean, if I ask you that if J.J. Rawlings has stood in 2000, would he have won? The answer would have been no. But if J.J. Rawlings has stood in 2008, he may have won. If I ask you that if John Kufuor ran elections in 2008, would he have won? The answer would be a big no. But if Kufuor stands elections today, he will win. Because it's always after the fact that we sit down and look at it. So that's my answer to that.
Do you think there was a relationship between Sewa Bruni and the president? Was there anything like that? By your
the lady
investigations
that they brought I saw the photographs.
Some photographs.
Yes, I saw her in the photograph in the company of the president. So I'm sure that they knew each other. I think I saw in a photograph with the president there. The chief of staff was there. Minister for Agric was there. I saw that photograph.
Did you ask him if there was any?
No, I didn't. I rather asked the people around him, and they said that the matter is being resolved. So
being resolved.
Yes.
Okay.
At that time, I called and said, "Hey, what is happening?" They said, "Oh, it's been resolved."
What's your most disappointing episode about Nana Akufo-Addo? Episode in the sense of what has Nana Akufo-Addo done that you would say this was the most disappointing for you?
Disappointing.
That's the last one.
I mean, that the Black Stars were not able to do well in the World Cup, I think was very... I saw him, I think he was in England, after we beat South Korea. And he was in very high spirit that day. I saw he was in London. I went to him and said, so we are going there. We could win the next game, we qualify. He was very excited. And after the next game, I couldn't look for him anymore. I think that was very, very disappointing. In terms of policy, I have to study it. And I think there's a few more things coming. The biggest disappointment, though, is that his amendment to the constitution that he proposed, that we should elect our mayors on partisan lines, that because of partisanship, it was defeated. That one is very painful.
Very painful.
Yeah.
I'm asking about what he did, and you think this was the most disappointing.
I have to look for some of it.
Everything was correct?
No, I can't say everything was correct. I mean, I saw him in the interaction with when he was asking some chief to stand up. Yes. That one. I ran there. I said, hey, what is happening to the chief? They said that guy does that all the time. Yes. He doesn't want to stand up for that. I said, really? But how did he I think I asked the original minister. Because it was him that he was talking to. I said, you speak a bit of Ghana?
No, not at all.
Oh, sorry. I spoke in Ghana. I said, that is to say, how did the old man know that the guy hasn't stood up? And he said, the old man is watching everything every day. So he saw it. Eventually, when the guy came to apologize and said he was unwell, it made me more, But if the guy had come to say another story, I would have thought that maybe the president shouldn't have. But auctions, because they had a penchant for an unhealthy penchant and appetite for glass. And who are the guilty parties? Here, Anas Aremeyaw and this Kisi Ajabe. They are the guilty parties. They are the two people responsible for the emptiness of our football. Kisi Ajabe was standing there. Kwesi Nyantakyi had appointed him as a committee chairman of the Football Association because he was a brilliant up-and-coming lawyer. He was in the company of Kwesi Nyantakyi in Dubai when Nyantakyi walked into the deadly trap of this Anas Aremiyao Anas. This wicked man. Wicked. He has a penchant for glass, an appetite for glass. What is journalism? Read it, analyze it, discuss it, and tell us the story. He puts cameras on his body, sat Kwesi Nyantakyi down with some regular guy from the streets, as Kennedy Japan says, regular guy in the streets of Dubai, put him down and says, Mr. Nyantakyi, come. Why was it? Nyantakyi was extremely successful with Ghana football. I had been speaking to him forever. He was passionate about the local league. Anas Aremiyao Anas arranged to call him that somebody in Dubai wanted to sponsor the local league. He paid his own ticket and went to the person in Dubai. Because of his relationship, today he's not present again, we can say it. Because of his relationship with footballer George Oponwia, who had been president of Liberia, Kwesi Nyantakyi went to Dubai and said, you want to sponsor me? I also need to sponsor George Oponwia. He's running for president of Liberia. He's a member of the football community and we love him. He took George Oponwia there twice. They didn't meet the businessman because Oponwia was there. They knew what they wanted to do. They were not sponsoring the Ghana League at all. They were not giving any money to sponsor the Ghana League. They wanted to find a way to disgrace Kwesi Nyantakyi so that Anas will be able to eat up his glass. Anas will eat up his glass. He goes to stand in Germany. And German children, small German children, are now pointing to his dishonesty. He stands before them and says he makes money from likes and ticks. He doesn't have a single studio. This table, he doesn't have some. Anas doesn't have a single studio to do video, to do likes and ticks. Criminals. He doesn't have a studio to do likes and ticks. German children expose him. The story is like the young child who saw Peter at the crucifixion of Jesus and said, you are one of them. And Peter said, I'm not. A small child, embarrassed and disgraced Anas in Germany. He asked him, where do you get your money from? Then he's there, sheepishly looking, telling lies. Say,
Obia me catch you say only panel or blackmailing for. And I have evidence upon evidence. Actually, Sanya utumi ko Anas. Me wa video Ivorian ministers too. Only one kasa we say your business no. You gave them the money, say, oh, this is a gift. That is where the guy used. Why do you take it to Cote d'Ivoire and say, sir, what a bribe? Even a papa, na some na mobile, just were so nice in Jimmy Pese, me show evidence we na abegun animasi. Sa felis in Yankupon. You said, sir, this is a gift. J. Never told me become a woman. It's in the video. Then you blackmail this man. It is not nice. You can't get a phone here. Okay? Me, I want us to fight corruption. Let me tell you, NDC Abreso, between your document, me call round that check prices. Ebi owa, yaman aduma $46 million. What is $6 million na ye? On your $40 million. Ah, why? That I have a problem because Saudi sika $6 million ko ye juma in your $40 million. What is the percentage of profit? $6 million. When your pa was a broso should be 3, which is 9 million. What do 6 become 3 1 9? But a human to me could do 46. You see, when you take 9 million out of 46, you have about $37 million. And Kabetinya Sadia a Juma baby. I bet Boagana Mino. So I have a problem with that. And I tell you, yes, I'm a young people in America. This Opako PPA, or contract before some they check world market prices. I think so almost we are a mistake because so prices no they were air cost any CD any in annual. A bedroom baby no Ghana for no a tuomuka in CDs in so adwuma no but they make sure say they get value for money for the country. That is corruption. What you say? Hwɛ obi owa ukọ na wode paper. Ahye document eyi asese. 6 months. One hwehwe am fasika ama wo mu a omunye. Corruption. Let me state it clearly. Me wo video be a anas here. Say one kwaji sika and what the back out wa okay fantastic. But the moment ubaya de na wie now they akọ nipa no abohu no waji sika no. Say nipa no da ho yes adwuma no. One, maybe so or ye video be about Medina doctor bi. Doctor bi okolebu a ne fie no wo choko. A wono so koye video no a metimi dia chiro wi abram fie no bewe. Doctor no e ma no omu yi omu say no makoda e so nasty. Now oni omu da. If Anas had not taken money from this doctor and what the buyer, fantastic piece. I didn't see one farmer because he took money.
How do you justify it?
Because I mean, that is how come I got the video.
Bakwaku say, enya wo na abehya na so mfa de mrawo. Enya wo na abehya ne say.
Okay.
So ko ya ne hwehwe mu a wo de ugina akiri.
Okay.
Bre a ope no. Ana releasing the document.
Ayo, ye de nyame ase. Inti custom officers no a okoye video no a enkofo no onsa na we do sika no ye drop no. Se bucket na na esi no di tu no. Bako Mama custom officers abehwe, I just wanted to confirm the names. Bako, oya no, anipa this kind of man no, was he sir? Was he here? Your officer grobi ni edi on, no adi ni tiesi fom. Na akwa no ayi 1,000 bondo, odi man na ape, no atena sise, na odi eyi na to. Abentina, ono custom officer de one farmer. How many custom officers and what your investigation? If that is what Kwaku is saying. How many custom officers and what your investigation? And how many of them and what they buy?
But probably or edited to suit any time or the
Oh, sir. Who edited to suit or be lifetime a Juma 1 year? Ama and then custom officers in the Bako, Nima 8. What if ye? Ne yiri frame or suit in ding. But Obia, Onuswa Jisi can be glaring. Only what bet yes can occur. It is not fair. That is what I'm saying. The guy, Ghana for the guy is not fighting corruption for Ghana. He is fighting corruption to enrich himself.
How and why?
Why? We are ready. Who are Musho video teaser around with your mama? Musho. Sir. In 2009, I'm telling you the seriousness of it. Says 2009, Obietinya Bokrono said we are Kronfo. No about Krono 9 years. Now you're children was papa. So if this guy has been taking bribes from people from 2009, a year, I show year. That is why what's he see a daya Kessia. Oh, Ghana. Now Obi also fighting corruption. I feel all the langas na jin ko France. What the langas? Mumisa Anas is what tons as here. I have those videos. Everything. Me metna ha e me gamanum. E me go obi hu fi. Abrami ni evidence. All I want Ghanaians to know is say ye nyina ye fight corruption. Hwɛ baby eya werɛ ho ni say. Abrantie ya o twa de yi. Me pese me hu kwabena sante. But I cannot see him if I don't go through him. Master or and because what's it called? Okay, master said no, or you now a branch yabaka so master Ken pursue behu. Oba me office we Oba office we or no my branch 20 Ghana cedis. What's what you bribe? Now what try the picture. Ye on 19 from Agbobloshi to Medina. To tell me his story. They capture our TV no so. And I'm a man with 200. Now no Friday or Saturday she am parliament. And a man 100. Ufi said, who money pa 20 Ghana cedis. So what you bribe? I'm not losing a juma. Kentampo. ABS is Suyame. ABS in crime. Justice Quist. Noah. And now it's setting up in 2013. In 2009. Asami ya make am say mun show eyi oni no ona na judge ya otie dwam ena na asekwaje bribe no oni state attorney no ko bribe state attorney no so enti state attorney no a court ho enti case no judge quiz no ebu a omo me dem call law school on warrant of prosecution. She said the state attorney or prosecutor failed to come to court.
Basa no de kokuba kwa ka news for the case ni ye ngunguna.
Nguna aha eno na mo behu ochona ne enti a case ni ye ngunguna. Na Kranchi na ogi ade obetimi di atoso mo ahwe kakra.
One okay. Dominic.
Mo hwe